And again, it's just like being a flight attendant. It is scary. I'm not gonna lie. You don't know where you're gonna be. You don't know which base you're gonna go to. You don't know people. You don't know what the training is about. You don't know if you can't swim. How am I gonna pass this if I can't swim? It's so scary. It's okay, because you're not the only one that can't swim that's a flight attendant, all right? So there's so many questions and doubt that you're gonna have within yourself, but don't let those fears block you. Good afternoon and happy Friday, my lovelies. I hope everybody's doing well. The beginning of an amazing week coming up. And with that said, I cannot wait to hit that topic today. It's going to be a very interesting one. Me being a coach for the last, I want to say almost 2 years, and helping a lot of you to achieve your goal, which is to work for an airline, work for your favorite airline, become a flight attendant, work as either a ramp agent or whatever it is airline industry related. I'm here to help you to achieve your goal, and and I kind of walk you through from step one, which is your application, all the way through your one-on-one interview or even your video interview now, and from there just kind of coach you and help you to get to that training where I want you to do so well and succeed and become the flight attendant that you are meant to be, or an airline employee. I just want to make sure that you are the best version of yourself, and I want to give you guidance through it all because I've been through it more than once, and I'm here speaking out of experience, and all the mistakes that I've made, I want to make sure that you don't have to make those mistakes. So I'm here to kind of walk you hand in hand through the entire process. Now, with that said, you guys, I want to tell you that this video is going to be very, very interesting because we're going to talk about motivation and what is stopping you, and what is basically getting in your way to achieving your dreams. So this video is going to be a little more intense than usual. We're really going to, I think we were going to call it the motivational video. I don't do a lot of those. I do a lot of those when I do coach because I think it's very important, goes hand in hand with teaching you how to interview and give you that pep talk that you need. So I'm going to give you a little bit of that pep talk here. If it's something that you've always wanted to be, which is be a flight attendant or work for an airline, it doesn't matter what position you're in, but you just, for some reason, something is stopping you. All right, so it could be from just sending your application to just the unknown of being a flight attendant. You're just not sure, like, is this for me? Am I doing the right choice? What's stopping me? So I want to kind of tackle a few of those questions that you may have in order to kind of help you, to propel you, so to speak, or to push you to achieve the goal that you've always wanted, which is to be the best version of yourself, which is to be a flight attendant. All right, with no further ado, let's get started, guys. All right, we are back, you guys. I hope you are ready. Let's do this. I'm really excited. Now, I want to let you guys know that to be whatever it is that you want to be, it is scary. All right, so it's usually the unknown. All right, you've never been a flight attendant. You don't know what it entails. It's not like you've had experience, so you know what to look for. I know there's a lot of videos out there about people that have made it to being a flight attendant, and they show you either during training or after training how the process went. Now, that's all great and dandy. Now, they've done it. You are the viewer, and you are watching these videos, but it's just not enough, right? Because wanting something and actually doing it are two different things. So you may be that person that's sitting here right now watching this video, watching me, saying, I really want to do this, but I don't know where to start. And then you have the motivation on Monday, but by the time Wednesday comes along, you've lost that motivation absolutely completely. It is gone. You're scared. Now, you thought this was for you, and just the idea of it just scares you. So you kind of let go of that idea. And then a month goes by, and I have a friend, and I'm sure she's watching. I have a friend that's exactly like that. This is her dream, right? To be a flight attendant. Her dream is to fly and call herself a flight attendant. And I don't think she cares about for which airline she would work. This is a dream of hers. Every time she gets so close, all right, she sends out that application, effort that she has in her. She takes it and she grabs that resume and she sends it. Because I remember we did it at the same time. We've sent it to, I remember Southwest, we sent it to different airlines, and we were doing the process together. And then I'll tell you what the difference was at that point. So I sent out the application and she did too. Now, at one point, she was doubting herself, you guys. She was always questioning herself. But what if? Because obviously the unknown scares you, right? What if it's not for me? What am I going to do with my kids? What about my family? What about finances? What about, and those are just the relevant questions for sure. Call it negative talk. All right. So you're going to have your negative talk right here, your little guy. I'm probably going to put a little logo right here. And then you got your positive talk. Now, your negative talk will always outweigh your positive. It'll always try to scare you and deter you from your goal, because that's just what negativity does. And it usually wins, you guys, because it is so powerful. And this is something that you hear on a constant basis. You can't do it. You're not good enough. There's too much unknown. And it's protecting you. What it's trying to do is protect you from going all out and kind of standing in the edge of roof of your house about to fall. Now, you know, it's telling you if you do that, you are going to die. So don't do it, right? So it's kind of like letting you know it's that protectiveness, which is trying to stop you from doing something incredibly out of your element, out of your comfort zone, and it's out of the box, basically. It's very important that you try to ignore it. Now, it's going to try to control you. This voice is going to try to overpower you. You need to ignore this voice, you guys, and you need to go for it if this is something you really, 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 really want. All right? So once you are motivated to do something, you have to live it and you have to be obsessed about it. So if this is something you really want, you need to visualize it and you need to see yourself doing it, you guys. Because if you don't have that passion and that want, it's not going to happen for you. A lot of people said, oh, well, I got the job. I don't know how I did. That is not true. This is something that they've thought of. This is something that they were obsessed about. Because if you start obsessing over something, you're always thinking about it, and there's no way that it cannot come to you. So I'm not saying that because you didn't get it, it's because you didn't obsess about it enough. That's not true. What I'm saying is just keep thinking positive thoughts about the goal that you have set for yourself. And the more you think about it, the more it's going to manifest itself. All right. So that when I mean by that, I mean by like watching videos, thinking about it. When you fly, you look around. Do you see yourself being a flight attendant? You're reading about it. You see a plane up in the air and you're thinking, gosh, that could be me. And, every little thing like that just reminds you of who you're going to be, not who you can't be, because that's already being negative. Who you're going to be when you do graduate, because hey, remember, we're thinking positive. You already have this job. It's up. It's being manifested. Motivation starts within. Okay, you got to find it, keep it, and make it work for you. All right. So you have to find it. No one is going to force you. Now, you may be watching this video and be all pumped up and say, I'm ready to do it. This motivation that you have may die down because you just got a little pep talk. This is the motivation that you need to bring with you every day. If you have to watch this video every day to get that motivation, you have to watch it again and again, then do so. But you need to get that motivation on your own. So all I could do is give you that little push. Ultimately, you need to do that motivation on your own. And we're going to talk about this a little bit later. So step number 1, define your objective. So in this case, it's going to be a flight attendant. So you need to be clear about your objective, you guys. So define it. What does it mean for you? What would be our objective? I have a clear objective, and my clear objective is to be a flight attendant, someone that will fly for an airline. Now, if you have an airline in mind, you may want to focus on that as well. Really important. The more specific you are, the more you are manifesting that up in the universe, and the more this will come back to you. Second of all, you want to declare your intention publicly. What that means is you have to be verbal about what you want to do. So I speak to my friends about it. I can't wait to be a flight attendant. This is something I dream of. Remember, when it's spoken out loud, it does bounce back to you, and it does kind of go out there and it comes back to you. So if you kind of keep it internally, it's great because you're speaking positive thoughts to yourself, but speaking it out loud helps a lot, you guys, because then you start believing in it. All right. So the more you believe in something and the more you say it out loud, the more you will manifest it. All right. So I hope you understand that. So every day you speak of it. You could tell your children, I see mommy as a flight attendant. You could tell your partner, your loved one, I am going to be a flight attendant. This is something I truly want. You could tell your friends, you could tell your family members. Just make sure that you keep it public. All right. And verbalize it. The more you verbalize it, like I said, you guys, words have a lot of power. Unlike people, I mean, people think that internalizing everything is powerful. It isn't, you guys. The more you speak out loud, the more you're attracting it. So I think we got that right. All right. Now, the third thing that you need to remember is to take the necessary steps. All right, when I say steps, is this. I'm gonna be a flight attendant. Where do I start? What do I need to do? So there are steps. You gotta do your research, all right? Because you have to have a plan, and that's gonna be the next one. But you need to have a plan in order to achieve your goal, all right? So what I mean by that, you wanna be a flight attendant, where do you start? Well, we have to start by applying. Great, but once you apply, what do you give them? A resume. Do you have a resume? Maybe not. Well, maybe that's something you need to look into. So you need to have a resume. Now, you can't just have any resume. All right, this is why I have my resume services. I've seen some horrible resumes, and I've seen some okay resumes, and I've seen some so-so resume, but resume is like your business card. It represents you, and it actually speaks for you. It kind of like is a first-time impression card is how I call it. So when you send out your resume, this is the first thing they see. This is the first thing they read about you. Now, if it's too cluttered and it's not really precise, it'll just get tossed out. Now, if it's very precise and it's got all the elements that what they're looking for, basically, now they may take a second look and be like, this could be a good candidate. So this would be the beginning of the process of you getting your dream job. I'm sorry. Those allergies, oh Lord, sinuses, crazy. Anyways, so let's start out by sending out your application. So would be like the first steps in doing so. But then again, like I said, you have to have a plan. So you guys take a paper and a pen, write your plan down. So first of all, you need to find airlines that are hiring. Second of all, you need to send your resume. Do I have a resume? Should I get one done? Let me see. Flywithshelly. Shelly can help me. Shelly has had a really high success rate. If you look on flyingwithshelly.com, and I'll post it right here or in the description box below, you will see my reviews and how people I've had so much success just with their resume. You know, it's opened so many doors for them when they've applied. So it's really important that having a good resume is really, really important, because those are the tools, you guys. I'm here to help you out. Remember, I don't charge that much for a resume. And once you do get that resume, you guys, you're on your way. Okay, you are on your way to success because you have a plan. Now, your second plan would be, okay, so the airlines are hiring. I've got my resume. What do I do with it? So now it's knowing how to submit it. Do you guys have a computer? Do you have a means to have it on your phone where you can transmit your application? You could either attach it as a PDF attachment. Do you have that handy? You need to make sure that you have those things. Now, the next thing would be also a passport. Do you have a passport? You guys, you know you're going to be traveling. You know that you're going to be doing internationals no matter where you're at. I mean, there's probably one or two airlines that are just they're within the US. They don't do any internationals. But they want you to have a passport because they want to identify you, not just with your driver's license, but it's more official. So it's really important that you have your passport. Now, do you have it before you even think of being a flight attendant? Oh no, I don't have a passport. Go and make an application. Do a little fast forwarding. You know, a lot of them have like fast services. Then do that if you need to. Pay that extra money so that you don't have to wait for that in order to even start with your goal. So get started, you guys. So submit that money, get your application quickly processed, and you can get your passport right away. I think it's within, I want to say a week. I don't know if they still do it with COVID and all, but I remember they used to charge us like upwards to $200, and you can actually get your passport quickly. So, all right, so you have your passport in check. Let's say you have all of these things already. Your plan is coming to fruition. It's really important that now you're seeing things a little more clearly. All right, so now you have to decide which airline you want to apply. You can apply to all of them or none or just one or two. It all depends on you or your favorite, and you wait for it to open up, or you just apply to everyone and see who's gonna kind of like take that step forward and want to interview you. Now, do you have a laptop? Do you have a computer? Do you know how to interview? Do you know what kind of questions they're going to ask? So those are things you need to look into. Look online, Make sure that you inform yourself as to what kind of questions they may ask you. What are they gonna want from you? Do you have experience? Maybe you've gathered all your experience on your resume. Maybe kind of go over them. Try to find examples of customer service and how you've given good, customer service or bad customer service. So those are all like the little steps that you need to kind of like look into just to prepare yourself mentally for the interview that's going to be coming up. And again, you want to give a good interview. You want to have a nice background. You want to have a clear view, maybe in front of a window like I have, so there's some light coming in. You want to look professional, right? So maybe invest in something to wear. Could be, like I said in my past video, could be like a nice blouse. It could be like a trouser. It could be something like very sophisticated, but you need to think about that too, right? What kind of makeup are you going to wear? So all those things are things that are going to be part of your plan, right? So once that plan is set in motion, now you've got it all figured out. You've got your resume, you've got your passport, you know what you're gonna say, you've looked into questions because you looked at like Glassdoor, you've looked and you've talked to people, you're in like Facebook groups, you understand what's going on. So now you have a better, clear view of what it's gonna entail. Now you're gonna ask yourself the question, is it something that's gonna be easy right now? Because I am gonna be away from my family. Financially, I may take a pay cut. Now, those are things that are gonna try to trip you in your goal, all right? But if it's something that you really, really, really want, passion should not get in the way of money, and passion should not get in the way of family. And when I say family, I know it's gonna be a sacrifice for everybody, but this is something that means the world to you. So this should be supportive. As hard as it may be, you can't find a way to make it work. Maybe a sitter, maybe family members can step up, maybe you moving closer to base with your family, or just ways to accommodate your dream. So you got to think about all that, because these are all these little pieces are going to have to kind of mesh together in order for you to move on. All right. So that was very interesting. So now you have a plan in place, which is wonderful. So that releases a lot of the stress. A lot of the stress has to do with like, oh my gosh, I wasn't prepared for a passport. Now they want it. Oh my gosh. And now they want documentation. Or that's another thing. They want documentation for the last 10 years. So you want to make sure that you have that as well. And what I mean by that is like the last 10 years of employment, have you ever been arrested, because you're going to do a background check? Do you have any misdemeanors that maybe you may fail to mention, or maybe you have? So you're going to have that documentation handy. What about the schools you attended, the high school? Maybe they'll want to see the diploma, your high school, your college, and maybe that place burned down and it's really hard to get a copy. What do I do? So those are all things that you need to gather together, because once you are hired, remember, we want to stay positive. Once you are hired, they will ask for all of those documentation, your birth certificate, your social security number. Those are all things that you could start gathering right now, because that's part of your plan. Think about your goal to a point of obsession. I think we talked about that. Be obsessed, you guys. Dream it, drink it, view it, talk about it, drive about it. Sing in the shower about it. Wash your hand and be obsessed about it. Don't let it go. Go to the gym and think about it. This should be your new obsession, and you will bring it to you. I'm telling you guys, no matter how many TBNT will come your way or may not, just your obsession alone will have it come to you. I promise you. There's no way this cannot work. If it doesn't work, it means because you're not obsessed enough. I remember me wanting a child. That's all that was on my mind, you guys. I noticed every pregnant woman. I noticed everything that I saw was like bellies, babies, belly, babies arrest. I couldn't stop thinking about babies, and I got pregnant. It was hard miscarriages at the beginning. It was an obsession of mine. I wanted my family. I wanted to start a family. It was hard at the beginning, but I was just obsessed, you guys, and it happened. So obsession, well, it was out there in the universe. Trust me. I wouldn't shut up with my thoughts and with my speech, because I was telling all my friends how the shake that I was taking had all these vitamins in it to get pregnant. And so I was really obsessed about it. So that's just an example. So be obsessed, you guys, and don't worry about what people say about you. Just obsess over it, and it's okay. All right. Another one that's really important in your goal to achieving your goal. Catch your negative thoughts and crush it. Yes, remember I was talking about the negative and the positive, or the positive and the negative? As soon as you have a negative thought, you guys, crush it. And that's for everything. everything that you do in life, as soon as you think negative, ignore it and think and reroute your thought process into a positive thought process. Example, all right, I need to go to this interview. I'm sure there's gonna be people that are better than me. Crush it. You are gonna be better. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna get there late. Crush it. I'm gonna be there on time. So as soon as I sit down, I won't know how to answer this. Crush it. You will know how to answer this question. And then as soon as she says something, am I gonna remember? Crush it. You will remember it. Okay, so did you see how the brain thinks, you guys? Your brain will try to trick you, to get you out of that motivation. It will give you all kinds of obstacles. It will stop you from reaching your goal, you guys. That's just the way that the brain is wired. And that is due to all the negativity that is bombarded on a constant basis. Every day we hear how people are struggling because we like drama. People are attracted to drama. Drama is fun to hear. Drama is pleasant. For some reason, it attracts human. It's very contagious too. You know what they say? One rotten apples just kind of rottens the rest. It is true, you guys. When somebody's negative, everybody around starts being negative. But when you smile, and the smile is so contagious, it's like sneezing. Have you ever sneezed or yawned? And next thing you know, everybody's yawning. Well, a smile is contagious. When somebody smiles, it's just it makes you feel good. Well, you want to do that, all right? So fake it till you believe it. Even if you're nervous, you smile because you're the best. All right, so when you are getting coaching from me, you guys, that's one thing that I really, really like to work on. I don't spend too much time on it, but I think within that 5 minutes of coaching, you will hear me coach you to see yourself in a different light. All right, I do share how I want you to look at yourself because that's part of my coaching techniques. Positive reinforcement to me is very important because that's something that's going to get you to that second level and that third level and get you to the successful interview that you need to have. So always crush your negativity, you guys, even on a daily, not just to be a flight attendant or to achieve your goal, but on a daily basis. You know, you'll be like, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. No, you can. And I've wired my children to be that same way, and it's incredible. My 8-year-old, she'll catch me say something like, oh gosh, I don't understand how to do this. She'll hit me and be like, you understand it. And I'm like, you're right. And I'll do something else and I'll be negative about it, and she'll be, you know better. You're the best and you're the prettiest and you got this. And she is my voice of reason, you guys. She is my positivity light. She is, for just an 8-year-old child, and she's been like that since she was super young. And so, because I'm like that with her, and when she sees that I'm being negative, she's like, that is not acceptable, Mom. This is not the way you taught us. And I love her to death. She's the most sensitive child in the whole world, but she's got such a great heart. I mean, I love her. And you guys have seen her in my past videos. She's my youngest. She has got a heart of gold. She is the sweetest thing ever. But anyways, I get so all giddy when I talk about her. Alrighty. So again, negativity, crush it. Just before that interview, you will have doubts. You will have self-doubts. You will look around and feel like everyone else is on point, maybe not you. Remember, those are just your fears speaking. You need to crush them because they will influence you the way that you will interview, and you don't want that. It is not worth it. Now, if your goal does not speak to your heart, you will lose interest. So you need to stay motivated. So create something fun around it. Like, why do you want to be a flight attendant? Because you want to travel and you love people and you're so excited to do that. Now stay with that state of mind, you guys, until you get your dream job. Because if you're lose motivation, all of a sudden you don't like people, and all of a sudden maybe traveling is not for you, you will lose interest. Your thing is to be a flight attendant. Now, if your goal is to be a flight attendant and you're making it more interesting because you're thinking of all the positivity and all the positive things that it's going to bring to your life, right? You're going to travel. You love the hotel world. You love working with a different crew and meeting new people. You love discovering new countries and new cities and kind of if this is something you're excited about, make it exciting. Make it oh my God, I cannot wait to start my album. I'm gonna put all the places that I'm gonna travel to. Now you're looking forward to something because you're making it fun. So make it fun and make it pleasant, and don't lose your focus. Always remember why you want to do a certain thing. So just for an example of business, Why am I doing this business? I'm not doing my business for money. I'm doing my business, let's say, to help people. Or these bracelets will help people in the long run. Either it's for weight loss or give them health or give them, some kind of wealth, even if it's just like some kind of sense of security or protection. Now, those are all things that motivate me to want to do this. So I am being motivated by that. Because the drive of making money is never really, at the end of the day, a good drive. Because if your drive is to make $1 million by the end of the year, yeah, that's all great. But you know what? You have to be passionate about something in order for that money to start coming in. So if you're passionate and you don't mind going to work, that money will be coming in eventually. You'll get a raise as a flight attendant, maybe not right away. You'll make a lot of sacrifice, but it will pay off eventually because you are doing something you love. Now, if it's something you don't love and you're not really bringing any positivity around you, and you're not bringing any value to your life with the job that you're making, no, it's just a job. It's a 9 to 5. I'm forced myself to get up. It's not pleasant anymore for me. So then why are you doing it? Then you kind of lose that. So you don't want to lose that, you guys. So keep it interesting, okay? Really important. So I need you guys to understand that sentence. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So you have a goal, you want to be a flight attendant, but you don't know how to get there. Guess what? It's just a dream. Yeah, I have a dream of being a flight attendant. Can't wait to be a flight attendant. A year goes by. Yeah, I really want to be a flight attendant, but you've never really taken the step. And when you do take the steps and you get TBNT, which is thank you, but no thank you, well, that wasn't for me. But I really want to be a flight attendant. But you're not even reapplying. You're not even like being passionate. You're not even pushing yourself. The worst enemy, I've got to say, our worst enemy is ourself. Our way of thinking, the way that we perceive things, and the way that we don't push ourselves. The human itself, okay? I was going to say human nature, but us human have so much power and we only use probably 1% of it. A lot of us have so much potential and we only use a little bit of it because of distractions, the daily distractions, everything around you, kids, traffic, people. It's so distracting that it is so hard to focus on what it is that you really want. And also you're always bombarded by, it's so important to have a 9 to 5 job. You need to make money. You need to do this. You need to be a good mom. You need to be able to provide. You need to make, a good meal every day. There's so much pressure that all of these voices just kind of like clutter your mind, and it's hard to focus on your actual dream. This is why you need to silence your mind and focus on your goal and not stop focusing. Always spend that little time during the day to focus. If it means, okay, I've got to call the application and process for my passport. I need to follow up with them, see where they're at. Am I going to get this? So you have a goal, you guys, and you need to write this down, okay, just like I do. When I'm talking to you guys, I'm not just talking out of my hat and I don't know what I'm saying. I have a plan. So I know what I'm going to be talking about today, and I always have a plan. And if you see my desk right now, I have a plan. Everything is written, what I need to do, how I need to do it to achieve this goal, all right? Because my plan right now is to fix my credit. How am I going to do that? What are the steps for me to do that in order to get a good credit score by, let's say, 6 months from now? So I am taking the necessary step in order to do that. So this is really important that you guys have a goal for your career, all right? And I know I keep on emphasizing, and you're probably thinking, why does she keep saying that? Because without a goal, it is only a dream. And it's so true. How many people have dreams? We all do, right? I want to be rich. I wish I had a big house. I wish I lived, closer to my parents. I wish I was a doctor. I wish I had a pool. Everybody wishes, but what's the difference between the ones that already have it and the ones that don't? It's because they had a goal, you guys, and they never gave up. They've asked, they tried to find a way, and they made it happen. All right, so always have a plan, you guys. Please, please, please. The best way to begin something is to begin, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go back to my friend. She and I made an application. We both heard back. I think her interview didn't go as well as mine, and that's okay. Mine actually didn't go well as well. I mean, I kind of made it to the face-to-face, but hers didn't make it past, I think, her first phone interview, which is fine, okay? You're not supposed to give up, you guys. Not because, hey, your friend got it and you didn't. You don't give up. Now, you could reapply, all right? Or you could apply to other airlines. Now, once the interview process is there, okay, we want you for an interview, for a video interview, you get nervous, and that's where she would block. She'd be like, I could coach her all she wanted. She is my friend, so I would never charge her for coaching and helping her out. I was there. I reached out. We spent, I remember, an entire evening going through, questions and answers, and she was prepared. And when the next day came, which was her deadline, she never really did it. And I remember her calling me saying, you know what, I'll do it another time. I just wasn't ready. Maybe another go around when they ask, And I remember thinking, I am so disappointed, because this was your dream and your opportunity was knocking. It was right there. Because if you had nailed the interview, you would have been propelled to the next level, which means face to face. Like, that's huge, because that's going to determine your future in your dream job. But she didn't make it there because she feared. What she feared was, what am I going to do with my kids? What is my husband going to say? What am I doing? This is so scary. So her fear got the best of her, and guess what? She backed out. She backed out and lost that opportunity to become the best version of herself, which was to be a flight attendant, which was her goal, which was her dream. And again, her brain played tricks with her, and she took 5 steps back. She was so close to her dream and regretted it. Because literally a year later, because that was her goal, and she kept, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake doing so? And I know she did, but I was there to support her, A year went by and she reapplied, got the interview on the phone, and didn't make it. So now all of her insecurity, kind of like she felt like, oh, I was right. Maybe this is just not meant for me, because of the negativity that just kind of ate at her and all of her insecurities. So with that said, you guys, it's so important that the best way to begin something is to do it, basically. It's just to begin. The best way to begin something is to begin, you guys. So start it up. Let's say you want to start a company. Don't just think about it, or think about the logo for 2 hours and 3 days and 10 days and maybe this, maybe it's going to cost too much. What am I going to do if there's a return? I don't know what to do. Just do it. As the return comes, figure it out. Everything that you're going to do, you're going to figure it out as you go. But it's just taking that plunge, that initial plunge. It's scary, but just do it, because, and again, it's just like being a flight attendant. It is scary. I'm not going to lie. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know which base you're going to go to. You don't know people. You don't know what the training is about. You don't know if you can't swim. How am I going to pass this if I can't swim? It's so scary. It's okay, because you're not the only one that can't swim that's a flight attendant, all right? So there's so many questions and doubt that you're going to have within yourself, but don't let those fears block you, all right? Take the plunge. You will figure it out as you go. Because I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I have recurrent. I've never been to recurrent. What if I fail? I don't know what questions they're going to ask. And if I fail, what am I going to do? And I remember asking myself the question, what's the worst that can happen? They'll give you a retake. It's okay. You're not going to be fired. And if I'm fired, then it just wasn't meant for me. But like, I used to be obsessed. Like, oh my gosh, what's the worst thing that, this is going to be happening to me, and it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You guys need to go for it. Once you go for it, I hope like you rewind and you listen to this video once you're in doubt. Once you doubt yourself, keep watching this video, guys. Confidence, confidence, confidence. Go for it. No matter, and don't listen to that voice. What did I say? Crush it. You hear it, crush it. And you know what? Keep moving forward. And I'm telling you, it'll be a blessing at the end, because you're going to feel so good. And that's when I come to my basically conclusion. Reward yourself, you guys. Once you've gone through something that you weren't sure and you did it, you feel good. You look back, you're like, I did it. Even like all the flight attendants that have graduated, I remember crying, thinking, oh my God, I was so scared. I even did my OE. I didn't think I was going to pass. And then I did my final. I didn't think I was going to pass. Everything was hard, but it was one step at a time. And we finally did it as a big class, as a group, and, with each other's support. And looking back, I'm like, I don't even know if I could do it again. I don't know what was in my mind to give me that power to get through those weeks, without family or any support or no one that I knew. It was very hard, but we did it. We all did it. And not all of us, but the ones that did, we just kept positive and we pushed through it and we helped each other out. So very important, all right? Take it one step at a time. Don't look already at the final exam, I'm gonna fail it. No, it was one day at a time. The commands were hard to memorize. We did it. I remember being scared every time, but we did it. And every day was an obstacle, because it was always new stuff, which we overcame. And the result was amazing. And you pat yourself on the back. It's kind of like being on a diet. It's a journey. Every day you lose weight. It's very little, it's gradual, it's not right away, right? But it's so rewarding when you look back after 6 months of all the work that you put in, and now you have this beautiful figure, you're healthier. You could pat yourself on the back, reward yourself, whether it's a vacation, at the beach to show off your beautiful beach body, or just have a hamburger because you haven't had one in a few months because you're on a diet. So always reward yourself, you guys, very important. Just like a child, when they do something well, you want to give them an ice cream or you want to give them a congratulations, just positive reinforcement. You could do that to yourself. It is very rewarding to reward yourself. Just like now, it's Mother's Day, and I've been doing such a great job as a single mom, and I'm rewarding myself. And Sunday, we are going to have a great time. I can't wait. So I'm excited for Sunday. And to all the moms out there, congratulations for being amazing mommies. I know it's hard. It's a hard job to be a mom, whether you're married or not. I have my kids a lot more than he does, and so it's a lot of work. Kind of juggling a bit of everything at the same time, and the finances. But you know what? I've managed so far. I was able to put food on their table and a roof over their heads, and to me, that's all that matters. So we're all healthy and doing well, and I wanted to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day as well, coming up this Sunday. And one last thing. Always visualize yourself succeeding. Visualization is so important. I think I had, in my past video, talked about this gentleman who wrote himself an email, you guys, like I kid you not, from the airline that he loves, saying congratulations, you are now a flight attendant, and he would visualize that email every single day. And believe it or not, he got the job just from visualization. So visualize yourself. So if your goal is to be very rich, see yourself in your beautiful car, in your beautiful house, by the ocean, with your family. You're healthy, and you see it every day. You smell that ocean air. You see yourself with that beautiful hat. Your horse is in the barn, if that's what you wish. Again, visualization, really important. Also, visualize being a flight attendant again. See yourself, feel it. You have to feel it. You can't just see yourself. You have to feel it. You feel yourself walking. You feel yourself putting your uniform in the hotel. It feels so good. And then you get into like your little transportation. You go to the airport. You got your little, handbag or whatever it is that you need to make you feel good. You're there. You're checking your stuff in the plane. You're talking to the pilot. All this is all visualization, you guys. All right, really important. Make sure that you see yourself there, and the universe will push you there slowly, you guys. It'll just kind of support you with your positive thoughts. You verbalize it, you have a plan, and you visualize. There's no way you can go wrong. All right. And I want to leave you guys with these words, which I think are wonderful. Words are not enough when you want something bad. You have to commit. All right? Again, words are not enough if you want something bad. You have to commit. So again, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a flight attendant is not enough. Have a plan and have the support, and visualize and feel it. Also, make sure that you surround yourself with people that have had experience. What I mean by that is, if it's coaching, go for it, you guys. It's a small investment, but all the mistakes that I've made in the past, they got me the TBNT. I've learned from them. Now, why should you go to 3 TBNT, right? Thank you, but no thank you. You get this rejection from your interview, and then you have to wait another year before you apply again. Now, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it when you could just take that 1 hour coaching with me. And again, you're surrounding yourself with help and positivity, and I will help you move you forward and move you upward, not only mentally, but I'll also coach you as to what they're expecting and how to answer properly and what it is that they're looking for. Because a lot of us, we don't understand. I will give you the recipe on how to put together a concise sentence, paragraph, answer, whatever you want to call it, just so that you can nail that question, and then they don't have any more question for you because you're answering it so precise and the way that they want to hear it. So really important. Surround yourself, you guys. Have a plan and surround yourself with people that have knowledge, all right, so they can guide you. For an example, like I said earlier, you can come to me, I'm here to help. There isn't that many people out there that offer this kind of coaching service. My reviews speak for themselves. You can look on flywithshelly.com and you'll see that my success rate is amazing. Now, you know, you have to do the work. I'm just going to be there to coach you and give you the tools, but you have to do the work, of course. But I'm here to kind of guide you, and guidance is really important. It's like being a millionaire. You can't just be a millionaire on your own, right? You have to have some kind of coaching from someone that's already done it. So instead of kind of like doing everything new, I always think about it that way. Don't reinvent the wheel. All right, you guys, if he's already a millionaire, just being in the shadow or learning from him or her will help you. Exactly like in this case, you want to be a flight attendant. I am. You know, friends of mine are. So you can ask questions, you can be guided so that you don't make the same mistakes that we made, especially in the interview process, and then have to wait so long. So we're here to hold your hand and help you through it all. So I hope this was informative. Again, stay positive. All right, keep that positive aura. And you know, believe in your dream, believe that you can do it, because I know you can do it. I love you. If nobody told you today, I love you. You're wonderful, and you're gonna do great things with your life. And I cannot wait for you to chase your dream and become the best version of yourself, which is gonna be the best flight attendant I have ever seen, because I cannot wait to work with you up in the sky. So love you so much. And again, believe. See ya. Bye.